All right, so the Golden State Warriors have had this stretch over pretty much the last, the week leading up to the All Star break to the week after, about 10 days since the All Star break, where they're 2-8 in their last 10 games. They have two losses to the Dallas Mavericks, a loss in LA. They've lost to both the Clippers and the Lakers. The only win they have in the last 2 weeks is a win at home against the Lakers by 2 points and a win in Portland against a really, really decimated Trailblazers roster. And at this point for the Golden State Warriors, I don't know whether or not to say they're in trouble, but they're definitely not at a place that they want to be. Tonight, when they're playing in Denver, they're not going to have Steph, Clay, Draymond, Iguodala, Gary Payton. I believe there's two other guys that aren't going to play. It's basically going to be Moses Moody, Kuminga, Damian Lee, Jordan Poole, Otto Porter Jr., Kevon Looney, and maybe a little Chris Chioza and Quindary Witherspoon. Not the top tier Warriors roster that we're used to seeing. Here's the thing, though. Even if they lose tonight, they have 22 losses in 65 games. That's something that I don't think a lot of Warriors fans really expected, even with a healthy Clay, even with a healthy Wiseman, who it's being reported that he's probably not even going to crack the playoff rotation, which I don't know how much I believe that because he presents a better defensive option against AD if he's healthy, Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert. I think he presents a better offensive and defensive ability than Kevon Looney does. And that's not even me saying Kevon Looney is a bad player. I think Kevon Looney has been one of the major reasons that they've been such a successful team, not only this year, but before when they've been winning championships. He's been there through it all for the Golden State Warriors. It's just, I don't know right now with the Golden State Warriors if this was supposed to be the year even in the first place. Because, yeah, we knew Clay was coming back. Yeah, we knew that this is kind of getting to the end of the championship window for Steph, Draymond, and Clay. But, it was going to be hard for them to expect to win a championship this year, trying to integrate Klay Thompson back into the lineup, trying to get James Wiseman back. And then Draymond Green goes down well before the All-Star break, and it's like we don't know whether or not he's even going to be coming back soon or not. The newest reports are, within 7 to 10 days is when Draymond Green is going to be coming back, but who knows even if that's true. I think at this point for the Golden State Warriors, there's nothing more that they can accomplish outside of a championship. I think that's really the only thing that they could garner and accomplish that would really actually satisfy them this year, because I think they've satisfied all of their, accomplishments. They proved that they're still a good team. They've proved that even in games or even leading up to the Klay Thompson return, they were one of the best teams in the NBA, possibly the best team in the Western Conference. It's just the Western Conference right now is so much better than we even thought it was going to be before the season started. We didn't know Memphis was going to be the third best team in the Western Conference. And actually, right now, they're the number 2 seed in the West. And not only that, they're one of the best teams in the NBA. We didn't know that the Phoenix Suns were not just going to be as good as they were last year. They were going to be even better. The Jazz are, the Jazz. The Mavericks are one of the better teams in the West again. The Nuggets, even without Jamal Murray, even without Michael Porter, are still the 6th seed. And the Minnesota Timberwolves have taken such a big step from where they were last year as a team. It's so good to see that Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell, and Karl Anthony Towns are starting to somewhat figure it out. I still think they have such weird moments in their games, but, they're still a good team. The Clippers, without PG and Kawhi, are an 8th seed. Reggie Jackson is putting up an MVP caliber season. And yeah, I am kind of kidding when I say that, but I mean, look at his numbers. The Clippers are nowhere near where they're at, 34 and 32, without Reggie Jackson's season this year. And even the Lakers. The Lakers might be the best 9 seed that we've had in the NBA in the Western Conference in a long time, just off the fact that they have LeBron and AD if he comes back healthy. The only issue is with the Golden State Warriors is they're hitting their weak point, I think, a little too late in the season. I think a lot of teams are recognizing, okay, this is a Golden State Warriors team that has done this before. We need to actually take them a little bit more seriously. We need to understand that even without Clay, even without Draymond, even without Wiseman, even without other guys, they're still one of the best teams in the league, regardless of conference. I mean, you put the Golden State Warriors in the East right now. They have the number 1 seed, and they're possibly considered the best team in the NBA. It's just, I don't think they have enough healthy right now. And not only do they not have enough healthy, I think they still are short. Like, this is going to be their first time going for championships since KD left. They have not been a good team, mostly because of, I'll say this, only because of injuries. They have not been a good team in 3 years since KD left. And I think they're just getting used to being a good team again and having a target on their head again. Because a lot of teams just have beat them up because they wanted to beat up the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors are finally back. They're not going to win the championship this year. They're probably the best team in the NBA with no chance of winning a championship. But next year they're going to come back healthy. They're going to come back probably a lot more motivated, and we're going to see them back as the number 1 team in the Western Conference again. It's just not this year.